my dear friends. Well, here I am on record at last. And it feels so wonderful to be here with you on my first album.
Just go my way, living every day. I don't worry, worrying don't agree. Things that bother you never bother me. Because we're making cucumber soup today. And if you're in a bad mood, I gotta tell you, you make Julia Child's cucumber soup and you are gonna feel so much better. My name is Tony, and this is my first cooking video. And yeah, it's for all my girlfriends that don't know how to cook, because my theory is the way to get a man is to get it through his stomach. Get him through his stomach. Anyway, so we're gonna start today. My friend Thomas is videoing. Thanks, Thomas. And let's start, you think? Okay, so first thing we have to do is, you're gonna have 4 cucumbers like this, 4 of them. I think they're called English cucumbers in America. And I just kind of lightly peel them. I washed them already. So I just do it like that, like a little bit, leave some of the skin, cut the ends off. And you slice them in quarters. Now, some people do this. They take the seeds out. Pull back, honey. Like they peel the seeds out. Some people do that. I think it's a waste of time. And then you just make quarters. Okay, so I do that first. And then I'll come back. So now I'm taking 3 scallions. I'm chopping them up. Nice and fine. You can also use shallots, which is another kind of onion. So I got 3 shallots and I got 4 cucumbers. Now I'm going to... So I'm taking... He's going to get stuff for the dessert, which will be apple crumble. So this is French butter. I like French butter, so I take like 2 tablespoons. And you just melt it in the pan. So that's going to take a while. Let's get a close-up of that. Look at that cooking. Yeah. Oh God, there's nothing like French butter. You got the butter gone, cooked. You put the scallions in. You cook it for like 1.5 minutes. So after those have cooked for like 1.5 minutes, I throw in the cucumbers. And stir that in the butter for a little bit. Another 2 minutes maybe, cooking those in. While that's cooking, you can look at my new etching that I got in Rome. It's called The Visit to the Nuns. I like that. Put in a little bit of salt. Now this can be done cold or hot. If you're going to make it cold and serve it as a cold soup, then you want to add extra salt, a little bit more salty. You just taste it for yourself. You just taste it for yourself. I'm not really one for measurements, but a little bit of pepper, not too much. It's maybe like 1/4 teaspoon. You can always add more salt later. Okay, next I add, it's around, I'd say 2 cups of chicken broth. Two cups of chicken broth, and now you're going to boil this. You want to make sure, after the chicken broth, then I add extra water, of course, so that the water is just covering the cucumbers. Because we're going to add sour cream or yogurt or regular cream later, so you don't want too much. But can you see that? It's just over it. Okay, let's take a break and wait for it to boil. Okay, so once it starts boiling, then I take apple vinegar, apple cider vinegar. You can also use red wine vinegar, but I like the taste of apple wine vinegar. I put around 2 tablespoons. Of the apple cider vinegar in. And then this is the tricky part. I'm going to take, this is weizen griess, or cream of wheat in English. And I take a couple of spoonfuls of this. Take a couple of spoonfuls of the cream of wheat, or weizen griess in German. And you have to sprinkle it in so it doesn't clump up. So that's like 1 spoonful. This is what's going to make the soup thick. I put 2. Numero 2. I don't know, can you see? Get close into it? Alright. So it should be just enough that you can kind of see it. Like I say, around 2 tablespoons, maybe a little more. It's better to have 2 less than too much. Then you put that on simmer and you let it cook for 20 minutes. Oh, last thing I forgot. Dill. The spice dill. Wie heißt das auf Deutsch?
Dill.
Dillspitze? Dillspitze. So this is a frozen kind, but you can use dried. And I put a couple of spoonfuls in. No, we're not going to use that. So you've put in after the apple vinegar and the weizen griess, or the cream of wheat, then you're going to put some tablespoons, maybe 2 tablespoons of dill, dried dill. 1, 2. Stir that in. Great. And then you're going to let that simmer for 20 minutes. Okay, so we'll let that simmer for 20 minutes. Oh, and then you're going to let that simmer for 20 minutes, and you can put a lid on it, just slightly on it. And that's it, and we'll be back in 20 minutes. Bye.
Okay, cut.
Thank you for the cut hand.
Take
2.
2, action, and go.
Well, now that the soup has been boiling, simmering for 20 minutes, I like to now take off my hat, put it in my lap, and then place the soup in my lap, because I think of the soup as now a newborn baby that I have just created. And now I'm going to feed it a little bit of sour cream. You can also use creme fraiche. I like doing a mix of sour cream and a little bit of non-fat yogurt for my friends that try and keep the fat content down. You can also use buttermilk, which is fat-free. Anything to make it a little creamy. Regular cream. Then you just do this to it. You're not hurting it. It might sound like you're hurting it, but you're not. When my grandmother made this soup, she would just step on it. And now's the time to test it.
Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful
Now
time.
is my idol tutor.
Having got a lot, I don't need a lot, for he's only a star. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Julie. Oh shit, wait.
Cut.
Just think about me, I'm just as free as any daughter. I do what I like, just what I like, and how I love it.
Now is my idol Julie.
I'm right here to stay when I want to play. I'll be right in my prime. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.